Good evening, my fellow New Yorkers. Tonight, Congressman Lee Zeldin has won the Republican nomination for governor of New York. This is a big victory for the Republican Party in New York State. Even though, traditionally, voter turnout is not the best in primaries, given that a lot of us aren't used to primaries being held in late June. There was a lot of overwhelming support throughout the state of New York. However, in the 5 boroughs, excluding Manhattan, Andrew Giuliani did prevail in those other 4 boroughs tonight. To the other Republican candidates, their messages were very strong. They ran very good campaigns. At the end of the day, if you were supporting Giuliani, Astorino, or Wilson, it is time to come together as a party and unite behind, hopefully, our next governor of New York, Lee Zeldin. We have an opportunity coming up in November to change course in our state. The state of New York is in a very bad shape right now thanks to the Democrat rule in New York. We've had 3 disastrous terms with Andrew Cuomo. Kathy Hochul will officially mark 1 year in August since she took over the job. And Kathy Hochul, again, is another do-nothing Democrat who has literally put New York in a position to literally have a saw. We are talking about a saw you get at the Home Depot. We are literally about to float in the Atlantic Ocean if we do not elect Lee Zeldin as our next governor of New York. What will happen if Kathy Hochul gets another term, you may be wondering? Well, New York will continue to lose population. Number one, New York leads all 50 states in population loss. We actually beat California on that. So now we beat California on traffic congestion, and now we beat California on population loss. Wow, are we really in a bad shape? What will also happen if you re-elect Kathy Hochul in November? Well, your taxes are going to go up. Your property tax, your income tax, maybe even, maybe 9, 10, 11% sales tax could happen if Kathy Hochul gets another term. The child tax could also go up if Kathy Hochul somehow gets another term. What will also happen, you may be wondering? Well, the disastrous bail reform law, that will also remain in effect because we know Kathy Hochul's views on bail reform. We know that she's going to, in fact, make everything a lot worse. A lot worse in terms of crime. And more importantly, there is a good chance if Kathy Hochul remains, we are not going to be able to fight for a recall law in New York. That's right. You want to have a chance to have a recall law? Elect Lee Zeldin. Also, on the ballot, if you care about Manhattan a lot, do you want Alvin Bragg gone as your DA? Then vote for Lee Zeldin. We have to make the right choice in November. Also, I want to congratulate Allison Esposito on becoming the Lieutenant Governor nominee for the Republicans tonight as well. Allison is a former NYPD officer, and I do believe that she is the right choice to be the Lieutenant Governor. Also, keep in mind in November, we have a real good chance to flip the state Senate. There is a real good possibility that all New York State Senate seats in both Nassau and Suffolk County could flip this November. It will make it a lot easier to repeal bail reform. We have to focus on making sure that Rob Ortt becomes Senate Majority Leader in January. Traditionally, in New York, the state assembly stays blue. That's the main thing. But we have a good chance to flip the New York State Senate. They are the ones that can overturn this disastrous bail reform law. They are the ones that can lower our taxes, property, income. Maybe we have a chance to lower the state sales tax to 7.4%, which, with President Biden's reckless inflation policies that are going on in Washington right now, lowering our state sales tax would really help us when New Yorkers are getting nickeled and dimed on everything that we purchase. Do you know in Long Island the average property tax is $14,000? With Lee Zeldin, it might be around $9,000, $8,000 maybe. That's a $5,000 deduction right there if you get Lee Zeldin as governor. Income tax rates, you want a pay raise? Lower the income tax. It's common sense right there. Lee Zeldin's talked about these ideas. That will be a livable wage for everyone. We have to work for it. So on November 8th, we have a real chance to save our state. We have a real chance to tell Kathy Hochul to go back to Buffalo. We have a real chance coming up. We have to do the right thing. I know this is going to be a long summer, and I know this is going to be a long fall coming up. But I do hope to join Congressman Zeldin and Allison Esposito on the campaign trail. I do hope to be joining them. We have to fight to take our state. And I know if I do see the Lee Zeldin bus, I will be signing my name on it to support the congressman as he fights to become our next governor this November. This is a very critical time for our country right now. We are on the brink of a recession. Some experts think it might happen before the end of the summer. The Federal Reserve is thinking of raising interest rates again. Once we hit a recession coming up this fall, which most likely will happen, we have a real chance to flip New York. So we need upstate, we need Long Island, we need the Hudson Valley to turn out, we may even need the capital region to turn out. Now, I don't know if we're going to win Albany. Obviously, Buffalo's out of the question. Maybe Syracuse. But we do have a good chance to flip a lot of rural counties in New York. And we have to make sure that we get that momentum. New York City doesn't completely decide this election in November. So we all have to do our part this fall. And again, we have to make sure that Congressman Zeldin becomes our next governor in November. Thank you very much for paying attention to this message, because we have a fight for our state coming up this November. I'm going to conclude this video now by saying our great seal of New York, E pluribus unum, out of many one, ever upward, excelsior. My fellow New Yorkers, have a good night, and let's elect Lee Zeldin this November. God bless you, and thank you very much.